You're trapped inside a thick, unyielding shell, nestled deep in a precarious nest perched on a jagged cliffside. I suggest using this time wisely, perhaps engaging in some isometric exercises, because believe me, things are only going to get worse. After an excruciating 45 days of solitude and darkness, you finally break free from your calcium prison. Congratulations! Too bad no one notices. Your grand entrance into the world is completely overshadowed by your parents, who are locked in a heated debate over whose turn it is to fetch food. It's a discussion of epic proportions, one that will likely go down in family history. After a bit of spirited negotiation, which may or may not include some dramatic wing flapping, it's determined that today, Dad is on dinner duty. And what a dinner it is! He lovingly regurgitates a half-digested, lukewarm serving of meat straight into your open mouth. You gag. You cry. You question your life choices. But don't worry. You'll get used to this gourmet experience. Eventually, you even start looking forward to it. A disturbing development, but a necessary one. Between meals, you begin observing your parents, studying their movements, their hunting techniques, their ability to lock eyes on prey with unnerving precision. You start to mimic their behaviors, absorbing their knowledge like a sponge. Oh, and surprise, you have a sibling, a fuzzy little nestmate who hatched shortly after you. That's great, right? A built-in best friend? A lifelong companion? Nope. It means you now have to fight tooth and claw over every scrap of food your parents bring home, and they're watching, intently. As if this is some kind of prime-time reality show. They don't intervene. They don't break it up. Instead, they observe with what you can only assume is mild amusement. The fight goes on until one of you emerges victorious, while the other sulks in defeat, stomach growling. But hey, survival of the fittest, right? A month passes, and you undergo a dramatic transformation. Your once soft, downy fluff is replaced with sleek, dark feathers, giving you the unmistakable look of a black eagle. You feel powerful, majestic. You're practically an apex predator now, except there's still one tiny problem. You don't know how to fly. It's time for some flying lessons. You waddle to the edge of the nest, peering down at the dizzying abyss below. Your parents circle nearby, their sharp eyes watching your every move. Are they worried? Supportive? Encouraging? Number. They're probably placing bets on whether you'll soar gracefully into the sky or plummet like a rock. Either way, it's a win-win for them because it means they won't have to feed you as much anymore. You take a deep breath, spread your wings, close your eyes, and jump. For a heart-stopping moment, you're free-falling. The ground rushes toward you at an alarming speed. Then, whoosh, your instincts kick in, and your wings catch the air. Oh, wow. You're flying, oh, never mind. There was a tree. Maybe that shouldn't have been there. You try again, and again, and again. Each time, you get a little better. You learn to read the wind currents, to adjust your wings, to soar higher with less effort. You master diving, rolling, and most importantly, avoiding obstacles that appear out of nowhere, looking at you, conveniently placed rock. With every flight, you grow stronger and more confident. Soon, the world beyond the nest starts calling to you. Your vision, already astonishing by human standards, sharpens even further. You can now spot a rabbit from a kilometer away. You're basically a flying sniper. Perched on a high branch, you watch your parents as they scan the landscape, their eyes locking onto the slightest movement. When they see something worth hunting, they tense, wings folding in, and then, boom, they plummet toward the earth at breakneck speed, a feathered missile of death. Looks like your premium subscription to parental meal delivery has expired. Time to get your own food. Your first attempt is ambitious. You spot a rabbit, you focus, you launch into a dive. The wind roars in your ears as you pick up speed. You are one with the sky, the ultimate hunter, oh, that's another rock. Maybe we should move those. After repeated failures and a few bruises, you start to get the hang of it. You learn to anticipate your prey's movements, to adjust mid-dive, to use the element of surprise to your advantage. The taste of fresh meat caught with your own talons is unlike anything you've ever experienced. It's exhilarating. It's addicting. You're officially a hunter now. At around 14 to 15 months, your parents start acting distant. They're not exactly kicking you out, but they're definitely dropping hints. Less food, fewer cuddles, a few pointed looks toward the horizon. Eventually, you take the hint. It's time to leave the nest and make your own way in the world. Cue your Eagle Gap Year, a thrilling time of exploration and self-discovery. You soar over the savannah, searching for food, shelter, and maybe even a nice patch of land to call your own. But much like in the human world, all the prime real estate is already taken. And the current residents? Not thrilled about a young upstart moving into the neighborhood. Your attempts to settle down often end in dramatic aerial battles, feathers flying, your pride, and possibly a few bones, bruised. But eventually, you carve out a space for yourself. You become a master of the hunt, a ruler of the skies. And then, one day, something changes. Spring arrives, and suddenly, the other black eagles seem different, more interesting, more attractive. It's mating season, and the time has come to find a partner. Finding a mate isn't as simple as exchanging pleasantries. No, it's a high-stakes dance of aerial acrobatics, impressive hunting displays, and strategic gift-giving. Nothing says "I love you" like presenting your crush with a freshly caught hyrax. Unfortunately, not every eagle is impressed by your generous offerings. After a few awkward rejections and one particularly humiliating incident involving an improperly aimed rabbit, you finally find the one. Together, you build a nest, or more accurately, steal someone else's and add a few decorative twigs. Your first breeding season is a mess. You take turns incubating the eggs, each shift feeling like the longest, most anxiety-inducing responsibility of your life. Then, after 45 days, your first chick hatches. You stare down at the tiny, fuzzy creature, overwhelmed by a strange mix of pride and panic. Then, a few days later, the second chick hatches. Oh, right. The fights. Parenthood is a never-ending cycle of hunting, feeding, and refereeing sibling duels. Your once leisurely flights now feel like frantic food runs for a bottomless pit of a child. Every day, you defend your territory, dodge opportunistic predators, and wonder if you'll ever sleep again. Just when you think you've got the hang of this whole parenting thing, something goes wrong. Maybe you forgot to shield the nest during a storm, and now your chick is giving you the "seriously" look. Maybe your mate is off hunting, leaving you alone to deal with the chaos. Then, one day, your chick spreads its wings and leaves the nest. You watch it disappear into the sky, feeling a mix of relief and nostalgia. You've done your job. Now, you get to enjoy retirement, soaring through the skies, intimidating younger eagles with well-timed glares, and reminiscing about your glory days. The jungle doesn't cut you any slack, but you've earned your place at the top. For now.